Hello and welcome everyone to vrroom.co.uk, the home of online motorsport. I'm Dave Higgins. I'm here in the commentary box to bring you round 4. It's Sunday the 13th of October and it's round 4 of the Cappuccino League here at vrroom.org. I'm joined, as is becoming customary now, by Jinobi in the commentary box. We're passing you on to him in just a moment. Before we get to this race, what I'm going to do is just a quick resume of the last 2 rounds, which were run at Spa-Francorchamps on the 6th of October 2013. So without further ado, we'll just quickly have a look at that. So here we are, this is round 2, which was run on the 6th of October 2013. Qualification there, you can see Z-Kart, followed by Raptor, followed by DM for the top 3, as you see them flying down to the first corner. Very, very close battling all the way through this particular race. A little bit slidey from the Z-Car there, who was trying to get a second victory after his victory at the previous round. So moving on through the race, we'll see the photo finish at the end. A lot of battling with no yellow flags, if I'm correct. So we can see coming down to on the last lap now, it was very, very close, very tight at the top. As you see them battling hard down the Blanchimont section, we've got Freddy Cat from Z-Car from VRDM. It's a 1-2-3, and it was going to be very, very close across the line. As you can see, slipstreaming was in quite high effect here at Spa as normal. As they entered the bus stop chicane, everyone's house was in the mouth. Nobody knew who was going to win the race. So it's side by side into the bus stop chicane for the final time now here at Spa-Francorchamps. Z-Car drifting slightly wide, and it's going to get pipped by Freddy Cat. So Freddy Cat across the line winning round 2, followed by Z-Car, followed by DM. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So now on to round 3. So the start of round 3 was fraught with problems. The guys had to do a rolling start, as we saw in Laguna Seca. So they sorted themselves out and away they went. The actual qualification positions when all the protagonists had sorted themselves out was JK setting pole position, fastest from Badger from Z-Kart, as they make their way very leisurely around the first corner. So onwards to the end of the race after 6 hard-fought laps and 2 yellow flags, I believe, in this race. We go straight through to the Blanchimont section to see who was where. So as they're coming down, we'll see now it is VR Badger from JK from Z-Kart. Z-Kart falling back a little way though, but side-by-side action, as is normal here at vrroom.co.uk, particularly when you come to circuits such as Spa-Francorchamps in the heart of the Ardennes Forest in Belgium. So Badger extremely close to taking it, trying to do one of those sneaky little cutbacks that we saw a few weeks ago from him when he pipped DM to the victory here. But sadly it was not meant to be. So round 3 won by the 3rd successive winner this season, JK, followed by Badger, followed by Z-Kart. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So quick resume done, so straight back to round 4 at Autumn Ring with a track guide to the circuit. So, Autumn Ring, on to round 4 now. Quick guide to the track, quick little look at what it takes to make a fast lap round here. So going down the main straight, Autumn Ring is fictional circuit, remember, on GT5, but a very, very good one. 17 corners with an elevation difference of 94.8 feet, so quite hilly, as we break into the first corner. 1.83 miles long this circuit, keeping it tight to the apex as we swing out to the left and then into the middle of the circuit for the left-hander flick. Into what I call the bus stop section now, which is a right-left, left-right flick. Take as much of the curb as possible, keeping the tyres, or one set of the tyres, crucially inside the white line. Swinging wide out to the left, braking early for this critical turn up into the midsection towards the downhill braking for the first of the hairpins on this circuit. The back of the car always wants to slide wide here, which is just done. It slid round and it was controlled reasonably well. A hell of a lot of the apex clipped there. Going into the downhill section now, quite on camber this one. Little lift and a feather of the throttle as you go around should keep you planted and nice and neatly in there. So downhill now before the big uphill section. Down to the big loop at the bottom under the flyover bridge. Down 2 or 3 gears here, keeping it as tight as you can, being careful not to put the power down too early, of course, because the back will step out. Up the hill then we go towards the final section of the circuit, about 1 minute 26 seconds I think round here, off the top of my head, for a lap time. Very tricky little section this, very easy to lose it. There's the entrance to the pits on the right. Here it's crucial to get a good exit speed down the main straight, clipping the apex, being careful to avoid the wall on the right hand side. So that's 1 lap of Autumn Ring. So straight back now for the grid walk for Autumn Ring with Jinobi.
Alright, thanks Mr Higgins, hello everyone, and this is Jinobi here, ready to take you through the grid walk. So let's get started with row 1. On pole position is Raptor, and in second position is DM. Third place is Mr Green, followed by Zcat in fourth position. Behind them is JK in fifth and Freddy Cat in sixth. Next we've got Jezza in 7th and Badger in 8th position. Behind them is Rayman in 9th and Racer Rob in 10th. And the back of the grid is Jumpy Bob. So looking forward to this one, Autumn Ring. It's quite an interesting circuit, and like we all know there's a lot of fast drivers involved in this one. So here we go, the lights are red. And they're away. Autumn Ring round is away. We've got Raptor keeping his position, but he's not defending as hard as what he could. DM might be taking that position off him, and it looks like he's nicked it off him. So good start from DM. He's now in first place. Raptor hanging on to second place with Mr Green all over the back of him, putting lots of pressure. And for fourth position behind, there's a battle going on as well. DM getting a bit of a gap now from all the battling, but not too far. Raptor catching up, Mr Green having a little bit of off there, but a great start by DM so far in the race.
Yeah, an absolutely stonking start there by DM, gripping through into the lead. Mr Green is planting one on Raptor though down the inside. Should be quite exciting for the future of this race. I remember Mr Green having a right royal ding-dong with DM a few seasons ago there, Jinobi, yeah. Where he was catching and just over the line, DM managed to hold him off. As we see on the rear of DM's car there, so Mr Green followed by Raptor, followed by Freddy Cat, JK into fourth, Zcat down in 7th for this one, VR Badger in 8th, so quite poor performance so far from them. They probably could recoup it during the race, I would have thought, because we've got 13 laps, but again Raptor on the side of Mr Green, having an absolute ding-dong here. Very dangerous place to do it, very easy to go off, but this is all that squabbling behind is enabling DM to pull out that little bit of a gap here.
That's great racing.
So as we're on board in the pack, and side by side we've got Freddy Cat challenging as well. Absolutely superb stuff. So Freddy Cat, the winner of round 2, as we've just seen at Spa, challenging Raptor there. Not making it stick, unfortunately, but it's still side by side. I mean, it's a 3x3 here through the little bus stops area. What a fantastic camera shot there. Oh dear, and we've got an off. We have got an off. That's Raptor, and now I wonder, that's got damage as well. I'm wondering if Race Marshal is going to call a yellow for that, because it's very difficult for them sometimes to figure out what's gone off. But no, everyone's still up at full racing speed, so it's VR leading from Mr Green from Freddy Cat. As we click back to the action there, the field's spread out that little bit. Whoa, look at that side by side there, Jinobi.
Yeah, it's some fantastic racing right now with two battling, as we can see, with Badger and Jezza. And Rayman trying to get in amongst it as well. We might be able to see some overtaking in the next few corners. If not, then I definitely see one of these guys having a dive in the first corner once they pass the straight. Badger taking all the track and even a little bit off the track as well. All starting to spread out now.
So yeah, looking back at the back of the pack now, Dart Racer Rob, one of the newbies as we announced on the last video, since had 3 more races under his belt and is holding his own here with Jumpy Bob. So Dart Racer Rob going down the inside. Oh dearie me. It could have been a little bit later on the brakes then, I think. He could have made that stick, don't you reckon, Jinobi?
Well, he could have, but he doesn't want to hit Jumpy Bob. You know what I mean? He's he's just testing the waters. The last thing he wants to do is hit someone, being one of the new guys. A lot of pressure's on the guy, but he'll get there and he'll soon be, making those moves stick.
Yeah, a little later on the brakes than he would have. Oh, we're drifting wide though, suffering from a bit of understeer, but he's coming on leaps and bounds, is Rob, managing to hold his own in this race, doing a good job. In the points, may we add. Raptor, meantime, I believe, has gone into the pits and repaired his car. Yeah, he has, from that incident there that happened around the bus stop. So meanwhile, back up with the leaders, we've got Mr. Green all over the back of DM here. DM feeling a lot of pressure, of course. It's always easier to chase than it is to race.
That's a new one.
I don't know where I got that one from, but I did anyway. So Mr. Green, very, very, very close. You may see a style, I'm sure, that DM will go defensive, planting it down the left-hand side of the circuit. He has done. The only way past for Mr. Green now is round the outside.
Making it tough for him.
Oh, do you want to take us through this action for a moment, my friend?
Alright, now DM's keeping it defensive. You can see him take the inside line, making it hard for Mr. Green to overtake him. He's forced to go around the long outside way. Mr. Green taking all the curb he can have, and he's closing up now, but he's gone wide. He's put all 4 tyres on the dirt, and that's not going to be good news for this next corner. He's going to have to take care going round here because his tyres are less grippy. And now you can see him having a slide.
Oh dearie me.
That's close.
Biggie for that Mr. Green there, losing in the back. But DM's done the same thing. They're all kind of following each other off. It's a pressured situation here. Meanwhile, keep your eyes on this guy here, JK, sitting pretty in 4th. JK, the winner of the last round, he'll be keen to get a repeat performance and make it 2 victories out of 4, which would sit him pretty in the title chances as well. But right behind him, he's got the Z kart looking very, very close. Good ardent races. Don't you think this is good to see, Jinobi?
No, it's plenty of close battles going on, and that's what you want to see. It's one thing to race, in amongst all this, but to be a spectator and look at it from the outside, it's fantastic. I mean, you're not watching the real stuff. This is as close as you're gonna get. So here we go with JK still battling.
Oh, and Mr. Green, sorry, and DM and Mr. Green in the meantime switched places. We missed that
Too
one.
Too much going on.
They were side by side. I did see them side by side into the first corner. It's a 1, 2, 3, and followed by closely by JK and Zcar. Any of these top 5 could win the race here, don't you reckon, mate?
Absolutely. We're on lap 5 out of 13, and this is how close it is right now. Mr. Green has got an interior mirror full of DM right now. DM's fighting for that first position, but he knows Freddy Cat's right behind him. Freddy Cat's thinking, well, you can go for first position right now, but if you mess it up, I'm having your second spot. So it's an interesting situation being sandwiched there between the 2 cars for DM, but it makes for great racing to watch.
Well, absolutely right. So the current race order is Mr. Green, only just from VRDM, from Freddy Cat, giving DM a hell of a lot of grief. JK still under pressure in the background from Z-Kart. These top 5, ladies and gents, are really, really on it here. We're on lap 5 of 13 at Autumn Ring. Not a particularly long lap, and if Freddy's just having a little bit of a look and a squeeze there on DM. Superb stuff as we fly down the main straight, and you should see if we go to the outside shot, it's pretty evenly spaced. Oh my, look, this is proper good action that we're watching here today. I'm glad I've got this race recorded, and I'm glad we're able to do the commentary on it. Do you like Autumn Ring, Jinobi? Is it one of your circuits? Is it one that you feel attuned to? It's a personal favourite of mine.
Autumn Ring isn't one of my favourites, but it does have some really good sections in it. The section that I hate the most is the big loop, that kind of goes upwards to the flyover bridge. I'm not really a fan of these type of tracks where it does that. I know Cape Ring does it as well. But other than that, there is some nice little sections in this track, and with these cars especially, you can get some really good close racing in it. It's pretty suited for these cars, I think.
Yeah, it really is a cracking circuit, this one. Lots of corners, very technical. So JK is on the inside there with Zedkart just on the outside of him. So JK is defending the line nicely into this top corner. DM is defending hard from Freddy Cat, whilst trying to catch Mr. Green at the same time. We're up to quite a hard bit of track, this, very difficult, and DM's run a little bit wide there. But nonetheless, keeping it together again as we go down on lap 6 of 13. I want to just, we'll just go back down the field now to see how Jezza's doing, and Jezza is having a ding-dong with Badger, actually. So we're on the back of Jezza's car there. That's Badger in the background, and Rayman's just behind him. Meanwhile, Jumpy Bob is still just ahead of Dad Racer. Raptor catching them fast, but he's a long way back, so he's going to be very, very lucky to do that one. So we go back on board with the leaders. Let's just have a look at lap times here, because I reckon it's going to be very, very close. The fastest guy, Mr. Green, 124. No, he's not. The fastest guy on track is JK. Nice one, Sunshine. That's a big up for SVRT, that's what I say. So 124.541, followed by Zcat, 124.574, followed by... followed by Mr. Green on a 124.546. DM only doing a 25.12, sorry, at this moment in time. So yeah, very, very close lap times. They're all within a spit and a nothing of each other, to be honest with you. So let's just go back to the back of Mr. Green's car now. We've got DM again under a lot of pressure there from all three of Freddy Kart, Zcat and JK. JK seems to have dropped back just that little tiny bit. But they're getting round there. We'll drop back to DM's car just to see the battle there. From the outside, and we're seeing Zcart on the inside of Freddy Kart. Will he outbrake him? Freddy Kart's unable to defend it. Oh no, he has gone slightly defensive, but Zcart is, blimey, and Freddy Kart only just missed the back end of DM's Rosso racing car then. That could have been a very big incident. So you reckon, Jinobi, he was that intent on outbraking the Zcart that he nearly hit the back of DM. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a tense situation. I mean, when you're racing this close, obviously you're looking ahead at the car in front, but you're also looking in your mirrors as well. And when you're coming along a fast straight like that, and then to a heavy braking point for that first corner, it can cause accidents. But he just managed to avoid collision, and you can see him right now. He's still battling with no harm done. So I'm glad there wasn't any contact and we can keep racing.
Side-by-side stuff from DM and Freddy Cat. DM must be feeling this one now. We do know that he's not... he's gone defensive, actually. We do know that DM's not the fastest car by about 2/10 out. The guys behind him and inside, pushing him wide a little bit. Freddy Cat doing a Jason Plato, fair enough. And that's enabled JK to catch back up. Oh, DM's off onto the grass. It's going to be difficult to hold. And DM is off. DM off into the barrier. Big crash there. Awful stuff. That's not, and he's backing it up. He's going to have to be careful there if this car's coming round. It's completely totaled this car. That was always going to happen, don't you reckon, Jinobi?
Aye, it's a shame to see, but with such close racing and high pressure, these things can and will happen. It's a shame.
We're just watching a replay here of that particular lap. We'll go on board with his roof cam. Do you want to take us through what happened here, Jino? Because obviously DM was under a lot of pressure, like you've just been explaining.
Yeah, that's one of the key things. You can do a lot to a driver without touching him. It's all head games. Sometimes you mean it, sometimes you don't. It can play a big factor during the race. But we've still got a little while to go before the incident. You see right now DM can see the car ahead, but he's also seeing the cars behind him closing up the gap. So he's sticking to the inside, as you can see here, staying defensive, forcing him to go around the outside, which you can see in the right side of your screen now. You just seen Freddy Cat being forced wide so he can't make the overtake. But as you can see again, DM taking the inside line, but he provides a gap here for the right flick, and through goes Freddy Cat. And now the pressure really is on, because now he's sandwiched between the two cars. and this can,
Oh, it's wide there.
yeah, he makes a little mistake from it, and that's forced him into the wall, and
Oh, it's collected the side of JK.
yeah, so JK has been involved as well. I don't know if he's got any damage in that car. Yeah, he's got some damage on the right side, but these things happen.
Yeah, it's collected the side of JK there. We're on board with JK's car, continuing from the point where we finished. I'm sure DM sends his apologies to JK for that one. Racing incident, of course. JK couldn't do anything about it. I don't think DM could either. But that's damaged the SVRT, so the fastest guy on track is now a little bit crippled. That's not going to help. So that's very, very bad luck for JK. But these things happen, don't they, mate?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. You know, accidents will happen. You know, it's a dangerous sport, so a lot can go wrong. You can see
he's struggling.
You can see JK there struggling, as you said. But that's racing.
So moving on back to the leaders now. We've got Mr. Green with a reasonably healthy lead now over Zedcat coming round the back there. Closely followed by Freddy Cat. The crippled JK down in 4th. Still going to pick up some hefty points if he manages to hold that. And he will do, because VR Badger now is in 5th because of DM's incident. But he's closing up the gap a little bit. But I think JK's far enough ahead to hold him back, to be honest with you. We're on lap 9 of 13, so there's 4 laps to go here. Now, DM has decided not to pit. He's staying out. I mean, he's got massive front axle damage and he's got engine damage. The car is crippled. It's not accelerating particularly well in 3rd gear, but I guess he's gone for track position there, would you reckon, Jinobi? Just kind of stay out and hope that Jumpy Bob and Dad Racer don't catch him up. But having said that, they're not far behind.
Yeah, he's in a position where, you know, it's a lose-lose. No matter what choice he makes, if he pits, the cars are too close behind him, and you know they'll make a big gap in front of him. If he doesn't, well, you can see him struggling.
If we go on board with Dad Racer Rob, you'll see there the crippled Team Rosso racing car of DM in 8th. Oh, an outbreak there from Dad Racer Rob. And he's pushed Jumpy Bob a little bit wide. Jumpy's okay. He's made a stern stuff like that, though. He'll bounce back with that one. I think Rob's yielded the position, but DM actually is carrying a little bit of pace, even though his car is quite crippled. So I would think he'll get nailed by these two guys, though, wouldn't you reckon, Jinobi?
Yeah, and that just goes back to my point about Racer Rob just testing the waters. You know, he backed out last time, he gave it a go there, and he did what he didn't want to do, is, you know, tap Jumpy Bob. But, you know, soon he'll be making those moves stick.
I don't think DM will bother defending, to be honest with you. There, and there you go. You see they've got much more acceleration. And yeah, DM has pulled out of the way. So straight back to the leaders then. So that's DM down in 10th. He's going to score 1 point after that colossal accident. But meanwhile, back to Mr. Green. The class of the field here. He really pulls out some really super duperly fast laps here. He's leading in the same way that Zedcat did at Laguna. Back to Freddy Cat, who, not surprising, in 2nd with no damage there. JK up to 3rd, so fantastic stuff. VR Badger and Jezza are having a ding-dong together. Is Jezza damaged? Jezza's picked up a little bit of damage, but this is the closest battle on track, so we want to stick with this. So we're looking at Badger and Jezza. What's your opinions on these two drivers then for this season, Jinobi?
Well, I've raced against Badger a few times, and Badger is really good at holding you up defensively. So that ends up having some of the best battles with Badger. Jezza I haven't raced too much with, but as you can see right now, both of them, you know, giving it as much as they can, and Jezza's wanting by, but he's probably suffering from damage, and Badger's not going to make it easy for him to pass, so it makes for some interesting watching. It's good to see this stuff.
And oh, sorry to interrupt there, we've got Zedcat off. Zedcat's just come back out of the pits. He has done exactly the same as DM did. That's why it's changed up at the top. Mr. Green, Freddy Cat and JK, I beg your pardon. I don't know exactly what lap that has happened on, but Zedcat went wide on the same section as DM and did a repeat performance there. We found that out in the paddock later on after speaking to Zedcat. So unfortunate there, very unfortunate from the winner of the first race.
That's a shame.
But hey ho, you know, he's got track position back now off DM. So back to the leaders. In fact, no, we'll go back to, we're on lap 11 of 13. Rob again. Look how well he's going with Jumpy Bob. Now Jumpy Bob is defending very, very well from him, but they're about on pace with each other, to be fair. So it's good to see them battling. Don't you think so?
Yeah, it's good to see when you start off in these leagues. You don't want to be racing alone. So when you have your own battle, it doesn't matter what position you're fighting for, as long as you've got a battle going on, then you're going to have a fun race no matter what. And some of my best battles have been down the field.
Oh, and just as I say, Rob's had a bit of an incident. Sorry to catch that one on tape again, Rob. My apologies. It is proper commentator's curse I'm giving Rob, so I'll leave him alone at the moment.
No.
But nonetheless, it's still a much more gutsy performance, and it's great to see. So Mr. Green out by a veritable mile. Fastest lap at the moment is with a 1:24.305. Mr. Green. Freddie ain't going to catch him, not doing those lap times. We've got a 4.4 second gap to Freddie Cat. JK on the podium, if he can hold this off. Let's just see what the split timing is. 14 seconds behind the leader, so he's 10 seconds adrift of Freddie Cat. And Badger should be coming across the line in a moment, 21.22. So Badger and Jezza are the #1 fight at the moment, but JK seemingly going to finish on the podium. That's very good news, don't you think, Jinobi, after that incident?
Yeah, it is. The guys kept it going, and it's always great to have a podium, especially with the amount of talent that's involved in this race, in this league right now. A podium's a really good thing to gain. So it's good to see. And that Mr. Green has put out some amazing lap times, so it's a well-deserved first place if he can hold it.
So we're on the final lap now, lap 13 of 13 at Autumn Ring for round 4 of the Cappuccino League here at vrroom.co.uk. Mr. Green's going to win unless something goes wrong from Freddie. In fact, we ought to clip up to Mr. Green now, so he's coming round for his first victory of the season. So big hats off, well done to Mr. Green, the 4th winner out of 4 races. This is getting better than Formula 1. Closely followed by a brilliant drive from Freddie Cat, very consistently from Freddie Cat, followed by JK, a long way back but supporting damage, but nonetheless extremely good performance from the team principal at SVRT. He is in 3rd place, extremely good, well played. VR Badger and Jezza following up in 4th and 5th, followed by Rayman, Jumpy Bob, Zcar, Dad Racer Rob and VRDM. That was quite a good race, that one, Jinobi, wouldn't you agree, fella?
It was fantastic stuff, and it's a pleasure to watch. And I've got to say, it's great to see a Devil Racing 1-2.
So it's bye from me and Jinobi, and we'll see you very, very soon for some more action here at vrroom.co.uk. I've been Dave Higgins, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bye.